boy, did I have a rude awakening this morning. So no crap, there I was waking up and I get a message from this degenerate that I occasionally message on on WhatsApp. And apparently Alibaba stock is getting absolutely wrecked. He's like, bro, go look at Alibaba stock. So me, I got sleep in my eyes, freaking tired, kids are awake. I go check the price of Alibaba. And what do I see? Well, let me show you in a second after I take a sip of my coffee. And I can't make this video super long because I have a job. I'm a loser. I still work. But Alibaba is down 12% in pre-market. It is now trading at $63.45. And it could go lower. Now, I am down 52%, 53% on a cost basis of $135. And it's pretty freaking bad. And if I was a bussy hands, I would sell right now. Am I selling? I'll let you decide. Now, people seem to make comparisons between, Baba and, other big YouTubers that bought a bunch of clownish stocks during the pandemic. And they say, well, look, this stock's down and Tattooed Chef's down and Baba's down. It's the same thing, bro. It's exactly the same thing. And then they point at Tesla. They're like, see, you've been knocking Tesla, and Tesla's, I don't even know where Tesla is. Where's Tesla at right now? It's probably up, bro. Oh, it's down too. But, I cannot deny the absolute destruction of Alibaba. And I honestly can't say that I predicted Alibaba could go to 63. I did say, stocks can go anywhere. But when you look at the absolute destruction of this company's market valuation, at least, it is pretty mind-blowing. Now, it's so bad. It's so bad, and I saw this too, that apparently Baba IPO'd at $68 in 2014. $68. And it is now trading at 63 and 47 cents. That is just absolute destruction. And then you look at the Hang Seng Index. I mean, basically, its value it's probably much lower than this. This probably doesn't show the pre-market. It's right around where it was during the global financial crisis, where America had a real estate bubble, but, we all worry about China's. And it's basically the same as that. Like, it's freaking crazy, okay? Now, why did this happen? Well, apparently China had their little, periodic congress that they have. And people are crapping their pants because President Xi Jinping, if I said that correctly, has secured his iron grip on power at a major political gathering. Did we not know before this that, China was they call themselves communists. I don't believe they are. It's not a dictatorship. I mean, I get maybe it's trending towards that, but it's a one-party state that is very authoritarian and has massive influence in the economy. Did nobody know this before the Congress? But all of a sudden, we find out that Xi Jinping is going to continue to stay in power, and now stocks sell off. Wow, what a shock! Okay, now at this point, Baba could go absolutely anywhere. It really could. And that's what happens when you invest in an individual stock. You could look at the financials, they could make sense. You could, you could analyze the market. You could do all the analysis that you could possibly want. And even then, stocks will surprise you and will get absolutely annihilated. But I always go back to, the common sense factor. And I say, okay, so Baba was $68 in 2014. We go back and we look. If I can actually freaking scroll over. We look at Baba's revenue. We'll just call it 76. This is in Chinese currency. Now it's 853. So how many X's have we X'd with Baba's revenue? So we've 11X'd Baba's revenue. Let's see their profit and loss. Profit, where is it? Net income. We have 2.5X with profit and with free cash flow. Let's see. Free cash flow per share from 2014. We have more than 2X. So we've had massive increases in revenue, profit, and free cash flow. And you compare that to to me, it's absolutely insane. And this goes back to my fundamental thesis behind this play. I see insane fear. to have Baba sell off 12% after, after this Congress, it's like, okay, did we not know this was going to happen? I think people are absolutely crapping their pants about Baba. And you get these vicious cycles where the stock goes down and there's uncertainty, and then it goes down more, and then it goes down more. And it's just this vicious cycle where bad news piles on bad news and bad news. It's the same thing, I think, that happened to La Tesla Futura. Number one, Elon engineered a couple short squeezes because he's a scammer. But number two, Tesla went up. Everybody looked at Tesla. They're, oh my God, it went up. Oh my God, this is the future, bro. And then it went up. And then some other kind of news came out, and then it went up more, and then it went up more. You can have massive increases to the upside as well as massive increase or decreases to the downside. At the end of the day, my fundamental thesis is at some point, all of this fear will evaporate, okay? Or may not evaporate, but I think it will calm down because markets can be absolutely irrational. Now, I could be 100% wrong. I mean, maybe we go to war with China very soon. Maybe Alibaba gets delisted and just the absolute hammering just keeps continuing and continuing, and then it just doesn't end, and then Baba goes to zero. But I personally don't think, looking at this stock price and then comparing it to the increase in the fundamentals, on a fundamental level, it makes absolutely no sense to me. But when it comes to geopolitics and fear, stuff can go anywhere. And the funniest thing is, let's see, they have a GDP data in here. I think China's GDP year over year went up like about 4%, 3.9, 4%. There we go. The Chinese economy grew 3.9% in the third quarter from a year ago. Economists polled by Reuters had the expected growth at 3.4%. So China's economy, I mean, if you believe the numbers, is growing while the rest of the world is contracting. Alibaba has massively increased their revenue, profit, and free cash flow. And a leader that we already knew was in power and was going to consolidate power is still in power. And what does that result in? That results in the stock selling off 11.8% or wherever it freaking goes during the day. Now, at the end of the day, am I doing anything about this? Am I buying more? No. And the main reason is because I don't have as much cash as I did last year. And I want to focus on index funds. And I have more expenses this year. I have a freaking car payment, and it's a freaking pain. And I have 2 kids. Okay, last year I had 1 kid and no car payment. Big freaking difference. And I was flush with cash, stimmy checks, freaking child tax credits. It was a lot easier to, max out my tax advantage accounts and have money left over to invest in individual stocks. So right now, I'm not buying the dip. Now, if I had excess cash, me personally, I would. But I want to caution you again. For me, this is a gamble, okay? I looked at it and I said the fundamentals don't match the stock price. Not in the slightest. And at this point, I mean, at $63, like, what's the market cap of this company? Well, I don't know if that's accurate. I don't know if Robinhood Stock has updated this. But I think any reasonable person that is looking at fundamentals could deny that the fundamentals don't match the stock price. There's a good reason. Okay, people are freaking out and there could potentially be bad things going on. But at the end of the day, I don't understand why the Chinese would, destroy their own economy and destroy their own country when their goal is to become a global power. Why would you do that? If you look at history, you look at the Soviet Union, they collapsed because they couldn't outspend the United States. In China's scenario, how do you defeat the United States? Or, at least become powerful where the U.S. can't screw around with your sphere of influence anymore. You have to have a strong economy, okay? So I think at some point, if the economy gets wrecked and all these Chinese companies get absolutely annihilated and nobody wants to invest in the country anymore, I think that's going to have a negative effect on their economy, obviously. And at some point, they're going to have to pivot because you cannot destroy your economy and grow into a global power. It's not how it's going to happen. That's not what's going to happen. So at the end of the day, I'm not selling. Right now, I'm not buying because of the reasons I stated. And at the end of the day, I think I could potentially still win on this. People think I'm freaking crazy. They think I'm absolutely crazy. I mean, it just went down and down. You buy it, it goes down more, and then it goes down more, and then it goes down more, and it could go down. God, who knows? Who freaking knows where this stock could go at this point? I mean, if the stock sells off 12% because somebody, stayed in power that we knew was going to stay in power, even though their GDP went up more than expected, I mean, it could go absolutely freaking anywhere. But my fundamental thesis hasn't changed, and I'm willing to wait and be patient. Now, I'm not trying to encourage you to buy this stock, not in the slightest. I'll reiterate, 95% of my portfolio, well, probably more now because Bob has been so wrecked, is in the Vanguard Total World Stock Market Index Fund. The entire world. I own every stock in the world, probably, well, obviously, including Bob in there. And 5% of my portfolio is for speculation. This is my speculative gamble. And in my opinion, I either lose a lot of money or I win bigly. Because you look at it and it's just like, okay, I'm looking at this and it's craziness. It's absolutely craziness. Like, look, it's the Hang Seng Index is basically the same as it was during the global financial crisis, where once again, never forget, the United States almost destroyed the world with their real estate bubble. But oh, China's got a real estate bubble. I don't know what to say. So, I mean, I'll keep making updates, if it falls another 10%, because it's YouTube. So obviously people are going to want to see this, but I'm holding. I'm not selling. I don't see the issue. I don't see any change in my fundamental reasoning behind why I bought this company. The stock price does not match the fundamentals. There's maximum fear. There's at this point, there's blood in the freaking streets. Okay, people are crapping their pants. And I'm actually going to go check the Baba Reddit in a little bit. I bet you a lot of those bussies are starting to sell too. So we'll see. You keep buying Tesla. You keep buying other stocks that went up a lot. You do whatever you want. But I don't think it's over. I'm not willing to admit defeat. And I guess we'll see. I guess we do some quick comments before I have to go to work. I already have 62 viewers at this time in the morning. Jesus. Probably all bots. Good morning. What's up, weak man? Got to go to work in like 2 minutes. Hello. Damn, thanks for making me feel good about my Tesla. See? I mean, people just pile into Tesla. And I'm not encouraging you to invest in Alibaba. As a matter of fact, I don't want you to invest in Alibaba. I want you to max your tax advantage accounts and buy index funds. Okay, I want to be very clear about that. As much AliExpress stuff I buy, Alibaba should be at 1,200. At this point, you cannot deny the massive disconnect and the massive, insane, and in my opinion, irrational fear. Oh, Xi Jinping he's doing another term. Really? We didn't know that? Oh, wow. And then the stock sells off 12%. Now with the confirmation of Z, the markets are pricing in the invasion of Taiwan. Like I said, I didn't think Russia and Ukraine was going to happen. So I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, they won't invade Taiwan in the next year or two. But with their economy in shambles and a lot of trouble going on, if I was China, why not just wait till you get stronger? Just be patient. Let the United States do what it's got to do. Let your economy in China grow, strengthen your military. And when the U.S. is weak and it's most vulnerable, maybe there's some kind of crisis in the U.S., that would be your time to strike. I don't see we're at the point where, this would be the opportune time to strike when your economy is kind of having struggles and you're still not as powerful as you could be. But give China 10 years, maybe they could. Okay? I don't know. I think at this point it's possible the Bible will go to zero, not because of the geopolitical fears. I mean, zero means the company's gone. I mean, even if it's delisted, you can trade it over the counter, But like I said, I am not encouraging people to buy this stock. This is my gamble. This could be my tattooed chef. Bob ain't going bankrupt, I can tell you that. But it could get absolutely decimated, and it could stay low for a long time. Strongman will be down at the truck stop to make up for this Baba loss. Yeah, I don't know what to say. You actually believe the revenues reported by Baba? Yeah, they're all fake. It's all fake. Everything's fake. Yeah. China, everything's a scam. China's just a crap hole. It's all fake, bro. You bought the Russians some Chinese military vehicles. Maybe the CIA is going to come knocking on my door. Did you buy Baba stock on the U.S. stock market, bro? You going to see boy? They start beating me up. You're a Chinese shill, aren't you? Oh, I'm sorry. Bro, I love you, but it's good that you stick to VT. You are not a stock picker. At least you admit it, unlike others. Well, I mean, how do you know I'm not a good stock picker? How do you know? It's too early, okay? I invest based on fundamentals, okay? I could be wrong sometimes, but when I look at a company, I can tell you what's trash and what isn't. Tell me a good stock picker on YouTube. Tell me a good stock picker. And you guys are focused on the short term. I have a thesis and I'm sticking to it. It's as simple as that. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if I was an individual, if I only invested in individual stocks, Trust me, I would have way more. I would not have a huge part of my portfolio in China. I would tell you that. I would be investing around the globe, and I'd probably have no more than 5% of my portfolio in any one stock. But I mean, it's right. Bob was my gamble, but that doesn't mean I'm a bad stock picker. It's too early to tell. But when you can tell, what I can tell a horrible stock picker by looking at the fundamentals of the company that they're investing in. I can tell somebody who's a gambler and somebody who's an actual investor with a reasonable thesis. You can always be wrong because the future is unknowable. But when I see somebody like Jeremy who's putting massive sums of money into massively unprofitable companies that may not survive, he's not a good stock picker. He survives based on luck. That's the only reason. The only reason he's popular is he got lucky with Tesla. But you look at what he invests in, he's a horrible stock picker. Me, Kevin, I think he's a horrible stock picker. I think the vast majority of people on YouTube are horrible stock pickers. And it's not because their stocks went down. You people have to understand this. I'm not making fun of Tattooed Chef because the stock went down. I'm making fun of Tattooed Chef because it's unprofitable, share diluting, cash burning trash that I think at some point is going to have a massive dilution event and it's going to destroy the company. And they could potentially go bankrupt. Okay. It's like a Meta stock. I mean, that's something I would probably buy if I was really into individual stocks. It's gotten annihilated. It's just gone down and down. It crashed. It got obliterated. I don't think people are bad stock pickers if they bought Meta. I really don't. I think there's a good reason and a good thesis behind it. And even if Meta goes down, I don't think you're a bad stock picker. Okay. It's all at the end of the day, it's all about the fundamentals at the end of the freaking day. And I think that will play out with China too. Baba is worthless garbage. It went down. You do not even own Baba. Yeah, I mean, that was a big. So apparently people are like, saying, oh, you don't own Baba now. People didn't care about that before. And all of a sudden, now that it's down, all these other fears come out. You notice when stocks go down, everybody trashes them. When stocks go up, nobody cares about the risks. Baba's worthless garbage, low quality tier trash. I mean, it has access to 1.4 billion people at a minimum. Imagine being so low IQ that you invest in Tesla, don't you? I have been making a fortune shorting Baba. It is fundamentally a trash stock. Oh, okay. With Z Emperor for life, it's just a question of time until you go to war with China. I mean, it's probably inevitable anyway. Nobody wants to order trash, low quality plastic garbage. Yeah, but somehow the revenue has exploded. You buy Tesla, don't you? Just admit it. Mm-hmm. Just sell out, you paper handed renter. I mean, like you guys think I don't have the patience to wait. I'll wait. Okay. It's only 5% of my portfolio. What is the motivation for me to sell it? What's the motivation? This isn't my life savings. I've mitigated my risk. Worst case, it goes to zero. I lose 5% of my portfolio. Everybody calls me an idiot. And then I move on and keep buying VT. Best case, I 2X, I 3X. I mean, I'm not going to lose all my money and I'm not going to get rich off of this. Okay. You are no better than Jeremy now. He lives and dies with Tattooed Chef, and you live and die with JD and Baba. Okay. That's not true, but okay. Told you about Baba. I mean, it could. Unsubbed as you're the same as Jeremy. Okay. Go. Market cap 193 billion as it stands. Let's see. China collapsing is better for the. Well, no, we're so intertwined. If China collapses, the whole global economy is going to have a lot of issues. Okay. Mm-hmm. Don't fall in love with. I mean, it's not even a love thing. I think the price is massively divorced from the fundamentals. I think there's insane fear in the market. At this point, there's blood in the streets. Okay. And I'm willing to wait. I can wait. I can take the pain of Baba going down. And it's even easier to take the pain because my entire portfolio is in it. Now, I go on the Baba subreddit and people are like, oh, I got all my money in Baba. It's like, okay, at that point, maybe you should sell. But yeah. We don't even know if Jack Ma is okay. He briefly came back for proof of life after, yeah. Are you a Jeremy? This guy must be like a Jeremy like employee or something. Baba's still a massive player in the frozen food space. That's bullish for Tattooed Chef. Shida! Shida! It went up, bro. Dividends, bro. Are you married to a Chinese? Yeah, my son's like, Germany white. Yes, my wife's whatchamacallit, Chinese. Look at Strongman, chill this word. Okay. I've done enough of your comments. But I still won't block you because I'm not a bussy like most of these YouTubers. I'll let you talk your trash. Revenue my avenue! It's 5 a.m. in California. Let's see. I bought Meta, but I meant the stock price plummeting is scary. Yeah, see, every stock that goes down is trash. I don't think Meta's trash. And like I said, if I was really an individual stock picker, I would probably have a position in Meta. I'm not saying you should. But it went down. It went down, bro. Sell it. Chris is making a good play with Baba. This is a profitable company. I mean, people will get their punches in. That's fine. See, I can take it. I'm not a bussy like most of you people. Would you invest into my China sweatshop? Let me see your financial statements. China's biggest problem is a potable water shortage. See, now, every single possible, I've seen YouTube channels. Now they're talking about, China, they're going to be starving and they're going to run out of water. Like the most insane, fear mongering and my information, in my opinion, I think it's propaganda at this point. Oh, they're gonna go to zero and China's doomed and the property market's gonna collapse and they have a demographic problem, even though most of the world has a demographic problem. It's just a bunch of BS, in my opinion, but we'll see. To say the world's largest in the world's second biggest country will go bust or to zero is dumb. Bought more, blood on the streets, and I'm Negan. I agree. I'm not buying more for the reasons I said. I don't have a lot of excess cash. But, you guys do what you want, okay? I'm not saying you guys should buy this. And like I said, you should just buy an index fund. And maybe I'm just a horrible stock picker, okay? But we shall see, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, that's it. I got to go to work. Buy my course. Last comment. I should probably start a course at this point. Because I've noticed on YouTube, it doesn't matter how much you get wrecked. As long as you have conviction and you believe in the company, and it doesn't matter how much money you lose, people, you could sell courses. So at this point, I could become like a Baba shill, right? Because there's a bunch of Baba bag holders out there. And I could be like, hey guys, I think Baba's going to 10X. You just got to keep buying the dip. And then I'll have my little Discord, and then I'll have a Baba valuation model behind a paywall. I can make so much money off of this, and I could actually compensate for my Baba losses with that. I need to think about this, okay? Short VT buy Baba. Okay. Now you're going to piss me off, boy. I do not want to say you're a trap. I think you're counting, but you definitely are not lucky so far. I mean, when you buy a stock, you can't just think it's going to go up. You got to, be patient, okay? And if your thesis changes, like with Intel, I put $500 in Intel. I didn't do a lot of research into it. I saw that quarter. I was like, this is ridiculous. I'm out. Thesis changed. It's collapsing more than I thought it was. I have conviction in getting wrecked. It's okay. Let's see. At this point, this is my tattooed chef, so everybody can make fun of me now. Whatever. All right. I got to go to work. Cheers.